Hey there, Lurkers. Erewhon wants my money. And benefiting from a divorce?
Huh. Sounds like everybody got a sunburn from the Bored Apes NFT party. So let's lurk!
Scott. Is inflation getting you
Hi.
down?
My belt is getting down because of
Your
my
large
waist
dong?
inflation. No, as we get closer to festival holiday season, I feel like I'm eating more and more in preparation. So if anything is inflating right now, it's just every part of me.
The only appropriate answer to what I said was yes, but that'll do.
Why are you asking me this question?
If you go to the grocery store nowadays, it feels like the prices are off the shelves. They're
Not
bigger
right.
and badder than they've ever been, unless you live in the good old California area, because LA has this restaurant. LA and the surrounding area in California, Burbank area, has a grocery store called Erewhon. Have you heard of this before?
Isn't that the place that we used to go into in Ghost Recon Wildlands?
Not a bivouac.
I swear, the home base was called Erewhon.
It might have been.
That's where we did our shopping. It just was for guns and ammunition.
And
not
surprisingly,
groceries.
in California, that's what Erewhon's for as well.
So this grocery store is avoiding inflation how?
I'm just going to read part of this New York Magazine article, okay?
Okay.
Last night, Erewhon summoned 400 influencers through sliding glass doors. Those influencers have already posted their "Get Ready With Me" TikToks. Attended the launch, gone home, set up their cameras across from the full goodie bag, and posted their hauls. Inside, there's 20,000 square feet of beautifully lit products, an open kitchen buzzing with black uniform cooks, and more lines. Tonic bar line, a smoothie line, both more than 20 minutes long. This place is meant to be the mecca of grocery stores. The best, the what former Willie would say penultimate grocery store. But that Willie is an idiot. I would say the ultimate grocery store. Now, you and I, we don't have access to wonderful goodies from Erewhon, and I don't want you to look up some prices because I'm going to show some photos for the Lurkers, but for you, Scott, I want you to
Okay.
imagine, because we don't have
I'm
that
imagining.
technology. So you're getting ready for Thanksgiving. You need to go buy yourself a pie. And so maybe
I'm there.
you're thinking, I'm not going to go to Target. Target's got shit pies for fresh baked pies. I'm going to go somewhere nice. I'm going to go to Lunds and
Costco.
Byerly's. Costco, okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Lunds and Byerly, you want quality, Scott, not quantity.
Oh, yes. Quality. Nothing screams quality like L&B.
How much are you going to cost you?
I would say at Lunds and Byerly's, that pie is going to cost me $10.99 for a 10-inch pie.
Well, Scott, I would tell you it's a little bit more than that at $14.99.
$14.99. All right. There's that inflation you were talking about.
But that's a quality pie. That is like a New York cheesecake of Minnesota.
So many places in one sentence. Okay.
Erewhon, same pie. How much we talking?
It's LA, and you said there is no inflation here.
The control price has been set at $15.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. I'm following. Okay, so then Erewhon, fancy celebrities, lines 20 minutes long, a bunch of influencers. I'm going to say this pie will run me $75.
Well, you're getting this one for a steal because this organic, gluten-free, fresh pumpkin pie from Erewhon is a whopping $49.
Oh, dang. Okay. All right.
Now-
if I'm out in California, that's probably not a bad deal for a pie.
It's the same ingredients. Now, okay, so okay. Now you're walking down the street. You did some good work. You want to give yourself a treat, Scott, and there, glowing right next to that Whole Foods, a Jamba Juice.
Okay.
Screaming at you for that
Yum.
passion fruit paradise, whatever they're called.
Natalie Portman's behind the counter saying, "Hey, Jamba Jamba."
Something that Erewhon is known for is their smoothies. You get celebrities like Justin Bieber and Shawn Mendes walking down the street with their Blue Cloud smoothie. We don't have that. This is Los Angeles only. So you walk yourself into a Jamba Juice and you get yourself a regular size smoothie. What are we talking?
Regular size 16-ounce smoothie. We're gonna go a razzmatazz. I'm guessing like $7.99, $8.
Oh, you're so close. It's $8.29.
Okay, right there, right in line. All right.
What would you think? 50% more? 20% more?
At the Erewhon Blue Cloud. It's probably made with actual cloud that somebody flew up into the sky, brought down, and misted into the smoothie.
It was Tom Cruise in his multiple airplanes.
You know what? I'm gonna say that smoothie, since it's organic and locally sourced from the
whale's
sky
bubble.
above the smog. all juices are, fresh squeezed from an orifice of a whale. I'm not telling you who today. Fresh catch. I'm gonna go with the same price as the pie. I'm gonna say it's $39 for that smoothie.
Oh, buddy, you're catching yourself on a steal here. Shawn Mendes is such a cheapskate because it's only $18.
All right. Man, like, if I'm out in LA, I'm already guessing my salary is like way higher than it's not Shawn Mendes or Justin Bieber's salary, but like I'm preparing myself very well so that I can afford a $75 pie and I can afford a $40 smoothie.
I think you're doing incredibly well. Now, I want to end with one more. Something that this place is known for is like the Apple branding of groceries, meaning it's pristine, it's clean, it has an elegance to it. If you were to go to the lowly Target and buy yourself a bag of trail mix, how much are we talking?
Ooh, I think a trail mix, fresh, depends on the size of the bag, but usually around maybe $9.
$9. I'm going to get one of their little snack bags. They're 14-ounce bags of trail mix. We're talking $4.49, Scott. It's just nuts and
All
M&Ms.
right.
Okay?
I am very rich. I get it. Okay.
First, you start with the price. Let's start there.
All right. Well, I've overshot on the first two, and you went small. You went $4. So let's say, it just doesn't seem right in LA if I'm not going big before I go home. So I'm going to say it's $25 for a super small, you said 4-ounce?
No.
Bag of trail mix.
14 ounce.
14 ounces. Yeah.
4 ounces is like 2 nuts. And
let's double. It's $2 per ounce. So I'm going to say, $25.
$21.
I'm getting better.
You have been penny pinching your entire life just for this experience. You have to go to Erewhon. Now, I want to show, so the Lurkers, you guys have been seeing this, but for Scott, I'm going to send this to you because I'm not sure if you ever frequent the trail mix aisle because, one, it has salt, and two, it has chocolate. You would die if you went down this aisle. So this is what I would expect trail mix, the modern day version, to look like.
Okay. Yeah, it's a nice basic orange bag. Brand is Favorite Day. That's an in-house Target brand. And cool little window there that mimics a smile to show you all of the trail mix you're going to be vomiting out later. Oh. And it looks like if we fly out to the coast, somebody grabbed a mason jar from their buddy's house and slapped a sticker on it.
No, hold on.
M&Ms in
Hold
there.
on. That sticker's inside. Like, it looks like your friend Kenny just grabbed a bunch of nuts from the tree outside, put it in there, took out some twigs, said, oh, you probably want a berry or two. Something in there looks like a squirrel's nutsack, and said, oh, you want this to be clean? I'm not going to put the nuts to the top. I'm also going to leave some space for air, and then I'm just going to shove the label inside the jar.
Oh, it's not even like attached to the glass. It's just a piece of paper that somebody stuffed in there, probably with a non-gloved hand.
Correct.
Oh, man. Yeah, and then I don't know if there's chocolate in there, if it's dark, 100% cacao from Colombia, or if those are just actual squirrel droppings. But the Target one looks better. And, Willie just posted another picture, which I'm assuming is 100% fresh squeezed bull semen.
I mean, for this price, that's what you would think it is.
Please tell me that label's on the outside.
I think it might be in blood.
Oh, God.
Scott, this is a 32-ounce jug of coconut water.
Oh, my. That's got to be, what, $80?
It's $21.
Okay.
Now,
these people have so much margin to build in.
It's crazy. It doesn't make any sense. As I was researching this, thinking, who in God's green earth goes to Erewhon and thinks that these prices are like, oh, this is fine. Inflation's not a big deal. If you want to buy a pre-cooked organic turkey, 16 pounds for Thanksgiving, $225.
Yeah. Willie, real quick.
Yeah.
If I already bought one, does that mean that you hate me?
I can't believe you do something like this.
Does that? But you still love me, right?
No, I don't want to do this anymore.
Does this mean we're getting a divorce?
Brovorce.
Well, that's good, because I've got some benefits to talk about when it comes to divorce. Now, most people think that divorce is all bad. But what if I told you that there was a certain type of divorce that most people should get?
Yeah, in cases of abuse or when a child's being a little
Stop talking.
And
way too...
Timmy, you did ruin Christmas, and we did this because of you. It is not us. We were great. It's you.
The $200 turkey onto the floor and ruined Thanksgiving. And now we just have to decide whether he's worth it. We're going to go sleep on it.
Oh, my
Not
Jimmy
in
Choos.
our shared bed, but in our separate beds. Because Willie, could a sleep divorce be the key to a healthy relationship?
Oh?
That is the question posed by Grazia. If you're not already aware, I want you to go into work tomorrow, and I want you to look at six of your friends, 6 of your coworkers, whoever.
You think I have friends
One,
there?
Maybe, I don't know, but just look at 6 random people.
Okay.
And one of them sleeps in separate beds from their spouse. 1 in 6, Willie. In a recent study, 43% of millennials have just started doing this. They're buying 2 beds so that they can get a healthy 8 hours of sleep, and their relationship is benefiting from it.
Are you opposed to anything like this? Is this something that you would entertain?
My wife, we've already had these conversations, because early on in our relationship, it started with, hey, we have a queen size bed. This is pretty big, We started out on a full, which is just a little bit smaller.
The 2 of you started on a full? Man, if there's something in a relationship that is make or break, it is 2 humans sleeping on a full. And Scott, when you guys started dating, it was more like 2.5 people.
Is it because of my third leg? What's the joke there?
No.
I mean, you and I, we slept in separate beds.
You thinned out a bunch there, buddy.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Thank you for calling me fat.
Not anymore. Look at you. Look at this handsome gentleman in front of us.
All right.
You have the
trauma
jawline
in,
of
let
a
the trauma
Chris.
out.
Pick which one.
We moved to a queen, but she still stole the covers all the time. Like every single night, I would have to do a gator death roll to try and get some of the covers back. And then I read, thanks to buddy Chris, that a lot of people were sleeping in separate blankets. And we moved to that 2 years ago now. And honestly, it's been a game changer. Cannot recommend it enough.
You both have your
This
own
is
blanket.
next. Correct. Yeah. We both have our own comforter. We have a dual setting heated mattress pad, which is also game changer for those who are listening at home. But we're not ready to go the separate beds yet. Maybe in the future. We'll see.
Just do a California king and put pillows down the center.
Yeah, we're probably going to go up to a king, the biggest king that we can fit inside of our house for our next mattress. Move the queen down to the spare bedroom. But did you know that there's like beds that have the rotating headrest up, moving all around like lumbar support? Yes. I don't know what it's called, but for both sides, like it's split right in the middle.
Yeah,
up to the middle of the bed.
Wasn't that the goal of Tempur-Pedic at the beginning? Or Sleep Number? Sleep Number. You would go in and each of you would pick your own number, and then they had like the different like.
Yeah. So you can get like the pressure setting, the firmness setting, and then they invented cooling and heating, and now they have the posture setting. Pedic, maybe. Anyway, if you think that's for you and you got the budget to do it, that's great. But what about people that don't? You know, where can they start?
Couch.
Here's a couple ideas. You're right.
Hey, speaking of, before Scott gets into those, Scott, I have a confession to make.
Are you sleeping on the couch?
No. Last night, we are winding down from a long day, and I went into the fridge, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to have a drink tonight. We have THC seltzers, though. I'm going to have one of these.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, it's legal in Minnesota here, people. One down, and
judge.
I'm like, I feel zero. Like, that was drinking, like, 0 calories. That's like a soda water. Like, fancy LaCroix. Nothing. So I pop open another one.
Did you miss your alarm this morning?
15 minutes into that drink, I was like, I don't know what I just did. I'm not okay. My computer was on the ground. I didn't even know that it fell.
What?
By 7:30 p.m., my wife was upstairs. I passed out on the couch, and I did not move. Fully clothed, one leg on the ground, like an idiot. And I woke up face on. I never sleep on my face. I woke up at 4 a.m, and I was like, "Oh God, where am I?"
I like how your wife didn't try to move you at all. She was just like, "Yeah, that's good."
She was like, "Will, are you awake? Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think I'm just high."
Oh, I pissed my wife off last night too. Before I go into this list,
Did you piss
I
off
went
your wife? Pissed
to
on your
bed
wife?
early. No, I did not. Yeah, you know when you have a slight scare where like you wake up and you're like kind of sweaty and you're just like, "Oh, is everything wet?
Oh, no.
Is everything
Oh, no.
okay? Thank goodness." just this one spot? No, okay, everything's wet. All right, good. But no, I like rolled over onto her side, and she will sometimes go all the way to the edge of the bed, and her phone charging cable isn't that long, so she'll just kind of hang off the bed while reading her phone as she's trying to fall asleep.
Yeah.
So what I do sometimes is I just like shuffle over and snuggle and put my head on the other side of her pillow, and my body is stretched all the way over to my side, so I'm sleeping diagonally basically. And because I was super tired again, I just passed out. So
No.
she turned over, and for those who don't know, I'm like twice the size of my wife. And she recently went to the gym and found out that she had the upper body strength of an 80-year-old. So
It was
So
diagnosed. It was diagnosed. This isn't just making it up either.
Nope. And she said I was so passed out that she was trying to shove me over, and like I was just dead weight, and I was not waking up.
Dude.
So she had to like kind of elbow me, and I was kind of like, what's going on? Why am I here? And then I like kind of just rolled over into the middle crack between the two pillows. So I was significantly in the way. Basically what I'm saying is like my wife, when she hears this episode, is definitely going to want to try this 2-bed method.
Yes.
But for those who are not quite yet ready, the article has some things to try first, like the Scandi sleep method. You lay in your same bed, but you stick to your own blanket. Add in a silk mask and a sleep spray. Have you ever used a sleep spray, Willie?
What the hell is that? Is that when you don't clean up after the deed? No? Okay.
I mean, for guys, it's a spray and fall asleep. Yeah, but I don't know if it's that way for the other side. There's a 2-in-1 mattress. That's what we were talking about, those temper zones or climate
Smart.
zones. Earplugs, which I've started doing. Not that I can hear well anyway.
I sleep with really expensive earplugs. They're called AirPods.
Nice.
I have to take them out every night because Bandit likes to grab them and then eat them.
Yeah, that tracks for a cat. I believe that 100%. They make deluxe eye masks with built-in noise-canceling headphones that cover light pollution and nightly snores in one. So you're like wearing a Daft Punk helmet?
Yeah, no kidding. How do you sleep?
Sleeping, I guess.
I mean, white noise, I think, is the last thing on this list, and we sleep with 2 fans and a white noise machine every night.
Have you seen those new TikToks about the white noise? Have you seen that trend?
No.
It's basically a person is filming somebody and saying like, oh, hey, do you mind if I use some white noise? I need it to help me fall asleep. And the other person filming is like, sure, yeah, okay. And so the person rolls over, and then you just hear like a Karen speaking. Or like, we've been trying to contact you about your car's auto insurance.
I think that people need to put way more value into sleeping because, like, it's ruined me when I haven't gotten a good night's sleep.
Has ruined me?
Oh, say it loud. Say it proud.
The fact that I had to let you pick the subject of this week's Subjective.
Why? Why did we have to do that? Why?
Because you won. You won the game last week.
That is correct, lovely lurkers. It feels
say it
so
loud
good.
and say it proud.
This is another round of Subjective. Last week, we picked favorite Christmas songs. Right on time, not too early. I don't care what you have to say, Mom. But this week, let's get down and cozy in our fall beds and pick our favorite Pixar films of all time.
Now, this is a very short list to choose from.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of room for error.
No, there is not. And so, Scott, with very little time to plan and think through this, losers say what?
With my very first pick in this week's Subjective, I'm going with Wall-E.
My number 1 pick, Up.
For my second pick, I'm going with Coco.
My number 2 pick, Toy Story.
With my third pick, Finding Nemo.
My third round wild card, I love this movie, Soul.
It's a good movie. Really good. With my fourth pick, Ratatouille.
Oh, such a good movie. With my number 4 pick, Cars.
And with my fifth and final pick, I'm choosing The Incredibles.
There were so many to choose from, and there's so many good ones on this list. But with my number 5 pick, Monsters, Inc.
So you just found out who you supported. And of course, we all know that the winner is...
Don't try to get smart with me, Scott.
I am super smart, and I know this because I won last week's Scott Smart or Outsmart.
That's right, you lovely lurkers. It is that time again for another exciting round of Scott Smart or Outsmart. Scott, you ready?
I was born ready.
Fantastic. Here's how the game works, lurkers. I've got 5 tricky trivia questions for Scott. For every question that he gets right, he is one step closer to the final answer because here's the twist. All the answers have a connection. Scott, if you win,
You have to buy a plane ticket to LA, go to Erewhon, and buy and consume that pumpkin pie.
but if you lose, I need a 24-hour video that I can play in front of my fireplace of you just sitting there drinking a seltzer.
All right, let's do this.
And with that, lovely lurkers, question number 1, Scott. In 2010, the Scottish Tartans Authority controversially called wearing what article without underwear childish and unhygienic?
What is a kilt?
That is correct. Question number 2. What service announced 10 days to San Francisco in its newspaper ad when it opened in April 1860?
The Reading Railroad.
So close. Question number 3. What type of American punch-like cocktail usually contains gin, as in its most famous Singapore variety?
A dirty martini.
Knew you would never get this one.
Okay.
Question number 4. What franchise's fastest-selling video game ever was Tears of the Kingdom, released in May?
That would be The Legend of Zelda.
That is correct. And question number 5. What jumping animals are the largest members of the macropod family, meaning large foot?
A kangaroo?
Correct. And with this, kilt, Legends of Zelda, and kangaroos.
Well, Willie, I hope you enjoy your future YouTube video because I have no clue. I'm going to have to go out on a limb here and say that all 3 of these are used as target practice in the British Parliament.
Ladies and gentlemen, I did not know he could get it. And I was right. Because he didn't. Now, see if you can get it with this. The service, 10 days to San Francisco if you ride the Pony Express.
Kilt, Pony Express.
And that wonderful, lovely, supple gin cocktail is called a sling.
Sling, Kilt, Pony Express, Legend of Zelda, and Kangaroo.
Think of just the character Link.
I mean, they're all things that Australia became known for after they were colonized by prisoners.
I mean, you just need to shove that in your pouch, Scott, because these are all things with pouches.
Link has a pouch. Kilts have a pouch. The Pony Express, I guess, has a pouch.
Have you seen the inside of a kangaroo's pouch? Oh, God.
Yeah, it's gross.
It's nasty.
Blech.
Google it, kids. That's going to be my new thing. You know what, kids? You're old enough. You're going to learn sometime. Google it.
You better behave or I'm going to stuff you in a kangaroo's pouch. You know what it looks like.
No, Daddy.
All right, well, that's our show, lovely lurkers. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. If you like the show, tell a friend because we may have just had Sober October. We may be in the midst of No Nut November. But next month, we've got Grow Your Member December. And we'll talk more about that next week.
We appreciate your love. Remember, the 5th of November, and be kind to one another, and we'll see you this weekend.